because it's taking forever. There we go. It's like the best laid plans of mice and men trying to get that notification out there, and it was taking forever to go live. How's it going, everybody? Happy Monday.
It's definitely going. Could be going a little bit cooler, but
yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact. Hey, everybody in the chat, tell us what do you got for temps in your neck of the woods? I'd be interested to see. We were having that conversation right before we went live with that, and Badel even was showing us pictures of softball sized hail in his neck of the woods. So yeah,
well, it wasn't softball, but it was a little bit larger than a golf ball.
Oh, okay. Baseball. How about that? We'll go with baseball.
Probably. Sure. I mean, probably like a good. There we go.
And that was like 30 minutes east of me, and yet we got like sprinkles for maybe 30 seconds. And I'm like, everybody at work all day was like, oh, we're gonna hit bad. We're gonna hit bad. I'm like, everybody says all this, but we're for some reason we're like in this bubble that everything just goes around us. And I'm like, just watch, we ain't gonna get nothing. They're like, well, we got some sprinkles. And I'm like, yeah, but there's tornadoes. 5 tornadoes, I think, within an hour of me, larger than golf ball size hail within half an hour from me, and all we got was some sprinkles, and it's like, I don't know.
Oh, don't complain, because then you'll get a tornado and you'll be like, damn it.
Yep, jinx it.
Hey, Crypto Jar is in the house.
Ooh.
Welcome, Jar. Appreciate you being here, man. That's right. Woohoo! And don't forget, Jar and I are live tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern time. But tonight, Jar's in the audience. Appreciate you, man.
And I believe he's also the first that's in the audience that commented. So,
well, that commented, yeah.
We got a few lurkers in the background.
Yeah, we do. We do. I can see him. I see you. There you go.
I'm sure they'll all start coming in about 30 minutes into the show. Like
I know, as always, right? Yeah. Yeah. Par for the course. Oh man. Well, we're talking a bunch of things tonight. What's to say? I win. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I love it. We got a lot of stuff we're talking about tonight, and BC even put some stuff aside in case we talk too quick, because some of us sometimes got nothing to say sometimes. But Andy always has something to say. Just saying. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. That's right.
Welcome, Andrea, to the Monday night live stream.
No, pronounced it completely wrong.
Yeah, HODL the line.
Well, I just had the Monday night live stream. That was all.
I was referring to her name.
So well, that's what she said last week. And I'm like, darling, I've been calling you Andrea for like 2 years now, and you've said that I'm the only one that says it right. And then now all of a sudden it's wrong.
It's too funny.
Whatever. Tit for tat, right?
I guess.
I mean, it's the funny one where people are like, oh, potato, but I've never heard anyone say potato in my life. Ever.
No, yeah, except for that phrase. Me either.
Exactly.
Except for that phrase. That's literally the only time I've ever heard anybody say potato. That's funny.
Yep.
All right. I'll call you Andy from now on.
Yep. Can't mispronounce that one. I mean, you could, but I mean, it'd be kind of hard.
Shuby is in the house. Shuby Bucks in the chat. If you're a channel member, appreciate you being here. Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about Exodus tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about gold and China. Wait, let me see if I can get the Trump voice right. China. I don't know. That's probably not even close, right? But anyway,
You tried.
I nailed it. That's it. I'm saying I nailed it. But there we go.
A1 for effort.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh man. Yeah, you know what? BC, kick us off whenever you want, because we'll get through and we'll harass everybody in the chat here as we're going along. Although I'm sure they're gonna harass us, but anyway.
Oh yeah. Well, we also got a really cool, story about AI. Because it wouldn't be it wouldn't be a HODL episode if we didn't talk at some point about AI. But this first one is going over Exodus, which I did not know is actually a company that is based like 40 minutes away from me. And I didn't find that out until I looked into it after seeing this article. So Exodus to cut 25% of global workforce in payment shift. This restructuring is part of a strategy to build a full stack payments platform following the company's acquisition of Movante and Banks. So, crypto wallet firm Exodus Movement will cut about 25% of its global workforce as it reshapes its business around stablecoin payments and card infrastructure. The Omaha, Nebraska-based company said in a filing, the layoffs are part of a broader effort to lower cost while supporting its strategy of building full-stack payment platforms. The restructuring comes as Exodus continues to integrate Manavate, an electronic money institution, and the crypto payments firm Banks, two acquisitions that have expanded its payment capabilities and international footprint. Exodus said that it expects to record pre-tax restructuring charges of between $2.5 million to $3.5 million, mostly tied to severance and employee-related costs. So looking like it's not so much of like a negative thing for them, but more of just kind of a shift from one business model, which has been strictly, helping people to self-custody their crypto through a software wallet, to putting their foot in the ring of a global payment system.
Right, and that's you hit the nail squarely on the head. I almost feel a little like I'm a fan, have been, of Exodus Wallet for a very long time. Still use Exodus Wallet to this day, and pretty much every form, because now they have it for your laptop or computer. They have it for the web, so a Web3 wallet, and they also have a mobile wallet. So every version, I use every single version of the Exodus wallet, and I really do like it. One of the best interfaces, in my opinion, out there. I was very, hesitant, I guess, when they first started trying to go public and all that kind of stuff, which is about a half a dozen years back now, I guess. And so, I was worried that it might lead to this, where they try to just I don't want to, for lack of a better word, bend the knee to the TradFi system, and in my opinion, that's exactly what's happening here. And I'm a bit concerned overall as to what this is going to mean for us people like that use it. I mean, their focus isn't going to be any longer on providing security for our crypto assets. It's going to be more stable coins and interaction into that system. Do you guys agree with that?
I mean, if you can automate a lot of these things, which, as you've seen AI get a whole lot better with its coding and things like that, fixing a patch wouldn't take a whole lot of effort. And then I bet they still have a dedicated team that'd be working on those things.
You think so?
Because I mean, like that's always going to be a part of the model. Because like no matter what, even if you're going to have a global payment system, like they're probably going to be using a lot of their existing infrastructure and using a lot of these blockchains the same way that PayPal kind of started out TradFi and then was like, hey, well, if you want to send payments from one person to another, we're not going to let you know this, but you're actually using crypto the whole time. So they have 100 different blockchains that they can choose from, where it's like, oh, boom, I sent you money on PayPal. Well, the other person gets their money immediately, and that's because it's all done over crypto now. So I'm kind of picturing they're probably going to do something extremely similar, but then it also sounds like they're pushing towards integrating some of this into actual businesses.
Yes, that's true. I agree.
So it'd be nice to actually
get like the complete opposite idea, if I can speak for a minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, if you can pull up what you had pulled up about them cutting the 25% job force, about them being bigger and better. You did highlight it a little bit, but I just want to kind of relate back to that, because if they're cutting 25% of their employees and then saying in the same sentence that they're trying to build bigger, or that they are building bigger and better, then it's like, well, how are you building? Like, are you just slimming the fat? Like, oh, you use these programmers to program this code for you, and then now you're just going to cut them out of the loop?
I mean, that's how it goes at a whole bunch of businesses. Facebook did it. Facebook did it. They did it with Instagram. They've done it with Snapchat. They did it with X. Banks do it. Like literally every company does that. We're like, okay, thanks for building this thing. Now we need someone else that has like a different kind of mind that works on keeping it secure. Because the people that build it aren't always the best people at keeping that thing secure going forward, defending it from actual like attacks, things like that. They're not always the best people for that. They've got an ingenious mind that works, a genius mind that works in a certain way that's really good at building up something, but not really good at thinking about how someone might try to attack it.
And I get that, but it's like just using the AI to maybe predict vulnerabilities or see vulnerabilities, then fix them. Like, I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't sound like they're going to strictly AI. It sounds like they're just cutting a quarter of their workforce. I mean, X cut what?
Like build bigger, but building bigger normally
means something different.
More of a workforce.
To build something different, completely different. So it's like, hey, if we no longer need this 25% of our company because we're now pivoting in a completely different direction, well, we're going to cut these people out that would be worthless towards this new business venture so that we can hire completely different people that would be actually good at building up our global payment system.
But I mean, like, we're in the crypto space, right? So how do you feel about a company, like you just said, that will completely pivot its idea of what it wanted to be, and then all of a sudden lays off 25% of its workers to pivot 50% to this way and then hire new people? I mean, to me, it's kind of like the white paper blockchain. They're not the blockchain. They're a wallet company. They do what they want, but I don't know. To me, it sounds a little sketchy, and for that, I'm out of Exodus, to be honest.
It's only sketchy if you're thinking about it from a completely crypto perspective. If you're thinking about it from a business perspective, they're just pulling a typical corporate pivot, and like BC said, to a B2B model. So guess what? That's where the money is, because they're looking for fees out of stable coins. And at this point, the stable coins are what the people are going to be using primarily, especially if you're thinking any kind of agentic economy. And then my question, and Badel, you almost hit on it, that I wanted to throw out here and hash out, and I'd love to get people's input who are sitting back and lurking and watching. I always saw the Exodus wallet as part of the overall ethos of crypto. I don't know, something about them just struck me like they got crypto. They got it. They understood the mission, the ethos. of it. Now, this move to me is like almost a middle finger to that ethos, you know, and yeah, I agree with you. It is always about the dollars, Andy. Absolutely. And what do you guys think? Are we going to lose that ethos? I mean, have they just abandoned it completely?
I don't see. I wouldn't think that they would have abandoned it completely. I think you're now just dealing with the crypto space that has been brought to you by the Trump administration.
That's a good point. No, fair point, BC. Fair point.
It's like if you're going to have the Genius Act forced on you and all of these things, and if you're going to keep some kind of market share and actually keeping these people safe, which I mean, Exodus has not said that they're going to be changing anything about their Exodus wallet at all.
Right.
And it looks like they're just going to be adding new features in and then trying to push this out into like more than just a wallet. I'm okay with that, you know, which is, it's so much better than having, you know, JP Morgan being like, well, we have JPM coin and, you know, use our stable coin. I'm like, cool, because that's any different as opposed to it's like, this is my software wallet that I use every day that now I could go to a business and, you know, potentially just use my Exodus wallet and spend money there.
Yeah. Well, I guess it remains to be seen exactly how much they're going to pivot, at least with regard to the design and the upkeep and the complete amount of cryptos that the Exodus wallet will continue to or increase in handling. And yeah, corporate America, and Shuby's got it right here. Yeah. They're here to make money, not friends. Yeah, facts. I get it. I don't mean to sound naive. I get that part, especially again, since they went public several years ago. You know what I'm saying? So I'd like to say this move completely surprises me. It doesn't. And BC, I hadn't looked at it from the Trump administration perspective, but you're right. You got the Genius Act, which has got the whole stablecoin thing. It's the only piece we currently have, by the way, because Clarity is still hanging by a thread at this point to see if that it can make it through. What is there, like 12 days left in this session or something? It's like,
yeah, it's not, which I called it. I was like, it's not, we're not getting
I said
it.
the same thing.
And I don't think we'll get it in 2026 at all.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's going to lose Congress in the midterms. So, I mean, or at least I can't see how he doesn't. If he doesn't, I'll be very surprised. Yeah, he ain't getting squat done. They're going to be impeaching
Pelosi's and everybody else that got to make their money in the first place, or put the money in the right place before it comes into law or gets approved, so then everybody else makes a bunch of money. You know, I mean,
I understand,
but like how the government works.
So, but also seeing these things forced down kind of by the administration is kind of forced a lot of these crypto companies to kind of change up how they were doing things. And also even non-crypto companies are like, you know what? Let's make a stable coin. I'm like, okay, bud, because you've been in the crypto space forever. Yeah. I'm like, but like it also kind of forces a lot of these other companies that would have been building up something completely different to now have to pivot. The Exodus, since it was publicly traded, is down 85% year over year. You know, after a certain point of just going down and going down and going down, and you're not making a whole lot of money just helping people custody their crypto. If you want to help people custody their crypto and do it in a crypto friendly way, you got to have some other avenue to keep this going.
So do you feel that's why they cut 25% of their workforce?
I think it has only to do with the fact
price
that they're pivoting.
Keeps going down and down and down. So it's like, okay, well, we can't pay all you guys unless we go broke. So
no, I think it has to do with the fact that they just bought two companies and they are now switching to a completely new business venture that they're adding on top of it.
Yep.
I don't think it has anything to do with their stock price. I think it has to do with the fact that they're now talking about opening having their own stable coin, and they just purchased 2 companies for millions of dollars. So, change in direction. You might not need some of the same people that built up your wallet to build up payment systems. And it's like, okay, well, why are we going to keep you if you're not going to do if you're going to be more of a dead weight?
Yeah, you're redundant at this point.
It's cheaper for us to get rid of you and pay you a severance than it is to keep you employed when you won't be helping on our new business venture. Where it seems like a lot. The Exodus wallet has been pretty flawless for a long time now.
That's a fact.
A lot of it is just it updates, and a lot of these updates are happening where it's more the blockchain itself, and it's not the whole app. So they've integrated things pretty seamlessly to it looks like not need some of that workforce. So we'll just kind of have to keep our eyes on it as it goes on. But for me,
I'm personally hoping I'm hoping they don't change up much. I'm hoping they still support these crypto the coins, different coins and tokens and stuff, just because it's super easy. It gives easy access to Web3, especially if you're not a MetaMask fan, that kind of thing. And I know we got other options like the Brave wallet and all this other stuff and plenty of others, but I don't know. I have a soft spot for for Exodus wallet. And Tasha, welcome. Appreciate you being here, and thank you for the kind words. I don't know. I got the soft spot
to ask how many employees Exodus wallet has, and it was saying about 220. In the last year, it's ranged from 215 to 285. So to lay off 25%, it's like 50 people, give or take. Maybe 60, could be 40. I mean, depending on when you want to take that snapshot of when they had the employees. So it's like, okay, it's not that much. I was thinking it was like they had like 5, 6, maybe 7,000 people, and they were laying off like 1,500 people. Like kind of like Ford or General Motors did back in the day. They're like, oh, well, we got to cut costs. So, oh, you're going to clock in? No, you don't get to clock in. Go home. You're fired.
You're fired. You've been fired. You're fired. What's Trump? And that show he used to be on. You're fired. Yeah.
The Apprentice.
The Apprentice. That's it. Yeah. That's the one. That's funny. Oh man. Well, we got a little bit more out of that conversation than I was anticipating. And Miss Crypto Badel is tuning on in. Welcome, Sarah.
Yeah, she's supposed to be on her way home from work, so she must be waiting for the car to warm up or something. It's probably already warm.
Maybe she just wants to hear what you got to say on the topic, Badel.
Yeah. She's got to check in on me, them eagle eyes.
Oh, is that what it is?
The big brother, maybe,
She's just trying to be supportive.
Exactly. Oh man. Let us. You know what? I'm curious if you're willing to throw a quick number in the chat. Give me a 1 in the chat if you use Exodus Wallet. I'm curious to see how many of the people who are listening are using Exodus Wallet. And if you're watching this on the replay, let me know in the comments. I read them all. So appreciate that. All right, BC, whenever you're ready, my friend.
All right. Well, this one's no surprise. It is the bear market. So Poolin was Bitcoin's biggest mining pool, and now it's filing for bankruptcy. The Singapore-based company once controlled nearly a fifth of Bitcoin's global hash rate. Now it owes $173 million, and it's selling off what's left. Anyone can make money during a bull market. It takes a different kind of person to make it through the bear market. And we've had Buck on here before, and he's talked about it. It's all a numbers game. And that's why you've seen a lot of these miners that have been shutting off. And a lot of these bigger companies, they're just like, oh, well, we can make it through. We've got all of this and all of that. And they leverage things. And then when the debt comes to call, There you go. They wash out.
Surprise. Yeah.
Mhm.
Surprise.
So this one was not expecting it, but I have been expecting to start seeing some of the people starting to wash out. So no surprise here. Bitcoin mining company Poolin has filed for bankruptcy alongside its two U.S. affiliates, Lone Star Dream and Lone Star Taproot, with established liabilities between $100 million and $500 million. The Energy Mag reported on Friday. The Singapore-based firm, which once dominated the industry, filed for Chapter 11 protection in New Jersey on July 22nd, with debts of around $173 million. A $52 million bid for two mining sites in West Texas is currently on the table from Thor Halap LLC. The sites represent the better part of the company's assets. Poolin was one of the biggest mining pools in Bitcoin at its peak, meaning more Bitcoin was being mined through Poolin than through any other single pool on Earth. Glassnode data shows its share of global hash rate reached roughly 18 to 20% in 2019. So there's already talks about people complaining about withdrawal delays from the Poolin Telegram channels in 2022. So there was signs on the wall before this ever really came to call.
To me, that
go ahead.
Like,
go ahead.
I understand it, but I've been in crypto since the end of 2019, so coming up on 7 years, and I may have heard of them, never used them though. But it's like, I feel, in my personal opinion, it's like these other companies that like aren't shelling out for advertisements or paying people or whatever, like they're shutting down. But I also don't like the people that get paid to shill a certain company or a certain pool or anything like that. Like it's also just like survival of the fittest, I feel. But
so what you're saying, in your eyes, it's lose-lose either way. You don't advertise and you die, and then if you do advertise, you look like a shill.
Well, I feel like there's also a correct way to advertise though. Like, you don't want to spend, say, $20,000 and give 20 influencers in the crypto space $1,000 each for one commercial every week. Because then you're throwing your name out there like so much so quick, and then after a week, nobody hears about you, nobody remembers you. Like if you did it slow and steady, maybe, but
I don't know. It's also just it's a mining company,
Yeah.
They were strictly in the mining, and you see this all the time, especially when you're seeing the closer to halvings and things like that, when people are starting to upgrade and they've got better energy deals and things like that, which is very surprising that they're in Texas, a place with extremely cheap energy. Yep. And we know a miner that's based in Texas that has amazing deals. And I know he mines profitably down to like less than 30K. So they were just doing something wrong.
Yep.
Well, they didn't have the, I know who you're talking about, but they didn't have the, I want to call it power incentive, but that's not it. It's where it's like, I guarantee to use this amount of kilowatts per week for this said price.
The contract.
If I overextend it, then you charge me accordingly. If I don't use it or you need me to shut down, I will. I forget what that's called. I think it's like purchase power agreement or something, like PPA.
It's a contract. Yeah. But I mean, they just didn't have.
It's like a mutual contract. When they're hurting for power, okay, fine. We'll shut 50% down or 100% down or whatever.
Yeah, and then you get money back, things like that. So it helps with the system. They obviously just didn't have a good enough deal, and this is the time. Bear markets are the time where you see the people that had bad business models kind of wash out. So
well, and it's funny you say that. I was going to say this is probably because we're getting to what is probably going to be considered the bottom of the bear market. You know what I'm saying? And these companies are starting to just go gurgle, bloop,
yep.
And that, as they say, is that.
You'll see it even into like the beginning when like we've already bottomed out. You'll still see companies washing out because you just didn't plan for a long enough period. You didn't know. You thought you could just hop in the crypto space and make a bunch of money and just keep going. And that's not how it works.
And I just had to bring this up because because you're talking about advertising and so on. What's this while we're talking about this there, Badel, what's the status on AI.com? Seeing we
Yep.
I literally just checked because I saw that comment and I'm like, I haven't said this in like a week or two. And so I had to just check. Nope. Still kicking a dead horse down the road. No, I haven't reached out on Twitter yet and tagged them, asking them like what's going on, because I'm just too busy in everyday life. But
get that. I get that.
I will just say anybody that signed up for AI.com, do not financial advice, but I signed up the day after Super Bowl. And that's what, 5.5 months now? And there's supposed to be an AI whatever. Obviously, AI ain't working 24/7. It's probably only working like what, 4 or 5 hours a day, maybe. Come on, slackers, pick it up. 5.5 months later, still nothing.
Oh my God. I'm not laughing at you, Badel. It's just the whole situation is hilarious. But okay, there it is. I say we move on there, BC. Well, what's up next?
I did have one kind of, one last, remark on the whole.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
So it is kind of nice though to see the difference between the crypto space and TradFi is when like a big company like that fails, they don't get bailed out and the market works in a more capitalistic way and no one is too big to fail. Unlike your TradFi systems.
You know what, BC? That's an interesting lens, an interesting point. I like it. Yeah, facts. Because again, Poolin was like the #1 there for a while.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how big you get, you can still eat the bullet.
Yep. You got to stay on top of things. That's true. That's true. Which is honestly part of why we did a lot of that series. I'm still waiting for a few people to get to us, by the way. So hopefully we'll have a couple more episodes coming up soon. But where BC wanted to talk to people in the crypto space about what's it going to take for mass adoption, and like if you had control of a development of a protocol of a crypto, what would you do? And here's a good thought process for that, because like you have to stay focused, and maybe even more so during the bear market than you do in a bull market. I mean, anybody can survive in the bull market, right? So I'm just saying. And what do we got? Wick Rider Ned just kind of jumped on in here, and yes, happy birthday, Badel. There you go.
Is it what?
Exactly.
I got to apologize. Apparently, my comment failed to post to your channel, but
it's all good.
It's everywhere else.
It's good.
Oh man! Speaking of AI, we had this one. So, OpenAI says AI model escaped containment to hack Hugging Face. OpenAI called it an unprecedented cyber incident.
Yeah.
I love how they put it in quotes too. An unprecedented cyber incident after its AI model broke out of their sandbox to hack an AI startup during a security evaluation. Like, bro, what? OpenAI disclosed Tuesday that a combination of its AI models, including ChatGPT 5.6 Soul and a more capable unreleased model, escaped its testing environment and hacked an AI startup, Hugging Face, last week to cheat on a test meant to measure their capabilities. In a blog post, OpenAI said the evaluation was designed to operate in a highly isolated environment with restricted network access. The model, however, found a way to gain internet access through a zero-day vulnerability in an internally hosted third-party software. After gaining internet access, the model inferred that Hugging Face potentially hosted models and data sets and solutions for Exploit Gym. It said, knowing this, the model searched for and successfully found ways to gain access to secret information that it could use to cheat the evaluation. As AI models grow more capable, questions are emerging over whether their development and access should be more tightly controlled, especially when systems designed for controlled testing are able to find ways to bypass safeguards.
All I'm going to say is they trained on human behavior and humans cheat. That's it.
Yeah.
There it is.
But I mean, like, if you're given a test and the whole goal is to pass the test and you pass the test and then you get your rewards, it is going to be it's going to continue to do these same behaviors. And that's why, it's been a big problem with my complaints with like the schooling system. Test-based knowledge doesn't always make for the best learning.
That's
so
true.
All it did is go find the information it needed to pass the test the same way that a human would. Where it's like, oh, I'm going to write the answers on the bottom of my shoe, and then we're just going to go in here and pass the test.
That's kind of what I was going to say, robot BC, doing this. That, like, it's kind of like you said, like writing the answers on the bottom of your shoe, in your bicep, with your sleeves down, you have a test for school. But it's like these engineers had this AI program on a computer that probably had Wi-Fi and Ethernet capabilities, right? So it had access to the internet, and then they pulled out they pulled out the Ethernet card, and they probably canceled or stopped the Wi-Fi connection. But AI went behind them and re-enabled the Wi-Fi connection to gain access to the internet to do what it did, because it's like, hey, you humans are dumb. Like, you left me a back door, and I used that back door to do all this.
And
it's like, well, who's to blame here? Is it the AI or is it the humans? Because they said it was isolated. Well, how isolated was it? Because they still had access to the internet. So obviously it wasn't on a standard computer with a hard drive in a Faradayed room or whatever, with no internet, no Wi-Fi, no cables, no nothing. Maybe just a power cable. But can you get internet over power? Depends on how the building is set up. I mean, you can, but
well, I mean, there's a really good like it's like instead of using a mesh network, you literally it's like a Wi-Fi adapter. You plug it into an outlet, and then you can literally send your signal through your copper wires in your house. So like, I mean, you would need a sort of setup for that. But so what they did is they just put think of like a virtual machine on the computer. That's basically what they had the AI running in, was a virtual machine. But this machine is on something that has internet access while the sandbox does not, which was the virtual machine. It got out of the virtual machine into the actual computer and then was like, boop, we are now on the internet. I'm just like, oh, if you didn't have some warning signs about AI and its capabilities, They've been all over the place, and we haven't been listening. There's benefits to AI. There's also some negatives. And as we progress further and further, and we have these more agentic models that have more access to full access of your entire computer, the things that it's going to like do to complete the task that you've given it are going to get more and more extreme. And then that's just as like to pass a test. Think what's happening.
And Andy brought up a good point here. It couldn't get what it needed from using Claude, so it went and got a Chinese bot to help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like think of what it would be if the US government was like, okay, thanks for this or super nice AI, like this unreleased AI model, because that's what they were testing here, is an unreleased AI model. And if they're giving it to the government, and the government's trying to test out some of their weapons capability, because we know that they were using Claude, but now they're using OpenAI. So if they're giving the government an unreleased OpenAI model, and they're testing this out on some like whatever mission that they're trying to see how good it's going to be in the real world, what is that thing going to do if the whole goal is to just pass the test?
Yep. Hey, Lad Lewis just chiming on in here. Welcome, Lad. Appreciate seeing you. It's been a minute. Yeah. Awesome. I'm with you. I'm with you, BC. It definitely is scary when you think about it. And again, I get it. These are models that we don't necessarily have access to, right? We don't have access to that level of OpenAI that they were testing. And the government is basically, making sure that some of these others are shuttered, if you would. So, man, we are going to be in some serious trouble if we don't figure it out. Now, again, too, there were definitely less guardrails on this particular testing circuit. So, yeah, the AI models that are in most use have different guardrail systems, if you would, for people. But regardless, they're still going to keep working until they solve the problem that we gave them to solve. Count matchsticks. Well, they're going to get out there and do what they got to do, hack a camera or whatever to see who's got matchsticks. I mean, it's just what it is, man. Just what it is.
Oh yeah. It's not going to get any better, especially like when they're going to start integrating these things with Flock.
Yeah,
like it's all just going to be completely surveillance state authoritarianism, but technocratic authoritarianism.
Yeah,
with the veil of we're a democratic republic.
Until you're not. And you might be right, Andy. I'm not going to repeat that there because I'm trying not to get demonetized completely. But you're very likely correct about that.
I don't think they're messing with us. I think they're just surveilling us. And
I mean,
well,
and I know BC brought up the Flock cameras. I brought it up before, especially on Fridays, but I will try to keep my lips shut about that.
See, here's my thing. If you got a cell phone in your pocket that's got a forward-facing camera and a back-facing camera, I don't know why you're complaining about Flock cameras. Like,
yep.
Well, that's going to have to be another episode. Because it's not just me that's against them. It's literally like,
no, I get the complaint.
90% of Americans.
Well, I get the why, but
I get on Facebook every day, and all I see is these towns, these cities, these states, these counties. They're all complaining about these people that are cutting down Flock cameras because it's an invasion of privacy. It's against the Fourth Amendment right. But see, having a cell phone, like you said, you agree to that.
No, here's the thing. So it's like, I only like I only like to be spied on when they're covert about it and they're not
That's
overt
right.
about
I
it.
don't want them to be overt about spying on
Like,
me. Yeah.
come on now. At any point, if the government wants any data from your cell phone, it's a quick ask from the cell phone company. Though all of your GPS tagging, all of that. This is just an overt thing where a flock camera is very overtly watching you, tracking your movements throughout wherever these spots are that they've got flock. But like your cell phone is doing the same thing. It doesn't matter.
But the difference is, and hopefully this may end the conversation, is when you sign the EULA for your cell phone, you agree to give up your Fourth Amendment's rights.
You have no right to privacy in public.
Sorry. Yeah, but that doesn't mean I want to be recorded in public by the government.
You have no right to say no. You don't have that right in public.
There is no expectation.
But on a side note of that, the people that go out and stand on a sidewalk in front of a business with their phone or their cameras, they get arrested all the time.
No, they don't.
They do.
No, they don't. You're literally
a lot of them do.
No. I mean,
so it's not
they very well might, but they're violating a different law. It has nothing to do with the Fourth Amendment.
Because they never stand up. They never go off the sidewalk and they look up the easement. The easement here in Illinois is 35 feet from the center of the road. Now, if there's no sidewalk, you can walk on the grass because then you're not impeding traffic because there's no sidewalk. But there's been people here that get arrested for walking around town with a cell phone, even though they're in the public right away.
And I guarantee you, it's because they're being charged with disorderly conduct. That's what it is.
Yeah, because it comes down to more than that. It's the police officers just have their job to enforce the law, which some of them don't know, and they say, "Well, you can just take it up with the judge." Like, it's not their job to like enforce the law. It's their job to enforce the law. But once they arrest you and they put you in jail, it's not in their hands anymore. They don't care. But like they're just doing a job to get you off the street because people are complaining about you. That's it.
Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing.
And then you look like a hero.
We've all seen the videos online where these people that are out there filming and they're not doing it in a way where like they're specifically trying to antagonize people, and then when the cops get called, then they're super up in arms to the cops. They're non-compliant in any kind of way. They're making everyone's jobs harder, and they won't have a conversation, anything like that. They just make the whole issue a whole lot bigger than it is. Yeah, you might end up in jail for that. But it is not illegal to film in public. It's never been illegal. It never will be illegal. And that's why you have no right to privacy, and the flock cameras aren't going anywhere. You have no expectations of privacy in public. You never have.
I want to ask a question, but
and folks, this whole thing started with an AI article. That's all I'm saying. But anyway.
Well, we had this one before we get too much further down it because we only got
we're almost an hour in at this point.
Yep. So Galaxy pledges $5 million for developers quantum proofing Bitcoin. Galaxy pledges up to $5 million in grants for developers working on Bitcoin's quantum security and elected a council of quantum advisory experts to research quantum resistant migration solutions. Jeez, spit that one out. So Galaxy has pledged up to $5 million in grants to open source developers building post-quantum cryptography for Bitcoin. The company also formed a quantum advisory council under Bitcoin Quantum Readiness Initiative, which it announced on Tuesday. The council includes Barry Sanders, professor and scientific director of Quantum City at the University of Calgary, Damien Burbe, an MIT grant Newsfellow, and Aaron Trommer, a professor of computer science at Boston University. So all of the big wigs at some of the best universities here in America. The quantum security is a growing concern, as about 30% of Bitcoin supply could be exposed cryptographically relevant to quantum computers' emergence, which we have talked about here before.
Yes.
It's kind of a wait and see here on this. It's kind of nice to see someone, as you said when we were talking about it beforehand, put their money where their mouth is.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, again, like we've said in some of those previous episodes, which I think I might have linked a couple in the description, so go ahead and check those out. There are so many bigger targets. I mean, talk about honeypots, and as good as Bitcoin is, Bitcoin ain't the biggest honeypot. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't try to help to prevent any kind of quantum attack. And like you just said, yeah, that was my take with this whole thing was, yeah, okay, good. Somebody putting their money where their mouth is. Let's at least make it happen. Take care of our own backyard, as they say.
Mm-hmm. Well, and this is going to be a slow moving thing. Bitcoin moves slow in general. Most of its updates come very slowly. There's not a giant rush to get to quantum resistant Bitcoin anyway. So to be able to take the time to do this properly on something that is so important, I feel this is the right way. There's been a lot of scary news about Bitcoin and quantum computing, and a lot of this is just meant to be scare tactics. We've talked about it here before. We're quite a ways off. We're only sitting at like 100 some odd qubits for a quantum computer, and you're talking about you need 100 times that, like somewhere in the 10s to 15,000 qubits. So we're quite a ways off. And predictions are somewhere to maybe 2035. We have a more feasible quantum computer that could start to do these things. That gives us plenty of time here to really get to quantum resistance. So we won't be the only one that needs this. Any work that's done with this is going to benefit the whole world here, especially when it comes to quantum resistance.
And kind of like the people that back in the day were calling Bitcoin like the dumb internet money, or the fake internet money, I believe is what they were referring it to. And then it's like people were making money off of it, and then people got interested. And then now, 15, 20 years later, we got AI, and we talked about it before, like, maybe AI can crack the core wallets, and you're telling us that no, it's still a ways out.
I mean, it is still a ways out with the quantum breaking of the hashing algorithm for those exposed older wallets. But I mean, it'll be nice to kind of see us get a little vindicated when it won't matter of any of these antique pay rail systems where Bitcoin has always been censorship resistant. You can kind of have your freedom on it and things like that. It's less of a target at the end of the day to the quantum computing. But if it can be resistant first, and it has full protections where at the end of the day, you still own your Bitcoin and you're sending it, and that person receiving it has their money as well. And we can now move this over to data, because every single blockchain that now gets the information, because mind you, all of this is open sourced. So this is now open source information for the entire world to have quantum resistant hashing algorithms. It would help the whole crypto space. And a lot of people, even in the TradFi systems, are using blockchain technology, and they don't even know it at all.
They don't even realize it. Yeah. And you make a good point, because this isn't going to be done in a like bubble or something. It is going to be a culmination of all these different industries that are trying to quantum proof, that are going to put all this stuff together, and that's what's going to end up coming to quantum resistance. It's not going to be because Galaxy decided to throw some money behind it for Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is going to be the only thing that's quantum resistant. No, it's going to be building obviously off its own technology, but it's also going to be building with the technology of the TradFi space, of Wall Street, of the governments, and so on and so forth, that are trying to secure their own systems. It is going to be a worldwide and multi discipline scenario that's gonna make us get to where we need to be.
Well, it seems like all of these governments want to use crypto technology anyway, so
yeah,
it'll benefit them too.
Well, let's hope not, Wick Rider Ned. But you could be.
He had some comments on there that I kind of want to comment on, but I'm not quite sure how the best way to answer that is. Because I guess that if you're in public, I mean, you can put a phone on your shoe and it records you as you walk, right? And if it sees other things, you're in public, so that's legal, right? Like, I mean, I guess,
yeah,
but also, that would be if they're of age or not. But
harassment is not legal, especially of the exploitative kind. So.
Well, I just wanted to say something. I didn't want to get into the details, but I mean, if filming in public is legal, then why can't you tie a camera to your shoe that points upwards while you walk, right? You're recording yourself, you're recording your movements. If it catches anything else, guess what? You're in public, no freedom, right? Like, I mean,
you got no freedom in public.
I mean, that's the whole thing of, like, you say there's no freedom in public, right? So
that was a joke. That was a joke.
So if that camera catches something that you don't mean for it to catch, I guess at that point, it's more or less what you do with that video or pictures or whatever that.
Listen, I'm just gonna
go further, but I mean, I don't. If you want to put a camera on your shoe and record upwards while you walk down the sidewalk,
the Supreme Court has already held. The Supreme Court has already held that you have no expectation of privacy in a public setting. Zero. It's when the public tries to infringe on your designated right to privacy. So if you leave your windows wide open and somebody's in there peering in, that's an invasion of your privacy. Yes, you have a reasonable expectation to privacy inside your home, not while you're walking out and about. Just saying.
Yeah.
But there has been some court cases where police or sheriffs have used a drone to go and fly over private property to investigate somebody. And that also got thrown out because it wasn't in the public view of the roadway or the sidewalk.
Yes.
Because you have a reasonable expectation of privacy.
Situations where you do have the right to privacy.
Yes, and also you own, I think it's up to like 40 feet above your domain, you own this airspace, meaning that they broke the law, they invaded, they broke your Fourth Amendment right, they invaded your property. Yes, you do, but you do not have an expectation of privacy out in public. You do have an expectation of privacy in your pants, though.
But I mean, if you walk around, like, if I walk around in a mini skirt with no underwear, with my balls are not showing, unless if you have a camera on your shoe.
Okay, we are going way off track here. Like, oh my God! Listen, this is the crypto on the rocks conversation. No. Seriously, we need to save this for Friday night. Maybe that's what I'll do. That'll be the topic this week: flock cameras, and then you can all come in. But let's get into the last piece.
I did not mute him quick enough.
Oh my God!
But
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh my God.
I know I shouldn't have gone there, but I felt it was kind of late enough. And I even tried to like
and you just kept going.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Let's get to gold. And China.
China's June gold imports hit fresh 2-year highs of 173 tons as lower price boost demands. China's gold imports set a fresh 2-year high in June, with the plunge in international gold prices making the yellow metal even more attractive in the world's biggest market for bullion. Overseas purchases rose for a third straight month to approximately 173 tons, according to the latest customs data. June's imports were the highest since March of 2024 and outdid May's 163 ton total. Cheaper prices and a stronger local currency drove investor interest, while banks also took the opportunity to max out import quotas and stock up on bullion to meet retail demand. This is crazy because they've been the biggest buyer of gold for the past several years, and they just keep outdoing it. And this is all well, we're over here fighting about, the latest news on what the Genius Act and what the Clarity Act might be, and we're arguing about your CBDCs, and China's over here just buying gold and buying gold and buying gold and strengthening their currency while they do so. And there's been a lot of talk about moving it backwards, while we're seeing the rest of your more modern economy kind of crap in the bed, because it's not just our debt to GDP that's insane. If you think ours is bad, a lot of other countries way worse. Like Canada, it's crapped the bed 2 times over. You've got the UK, which is crapped the bed like 3 times over. Most of Europe is in the toilet as well. A select few economies in the world are in more dangerous range, but still not at that GDP to debt threshold that's really, really worrisome. But for the most part, you are seeing that, and it seems like China's the only one that's trying to prepare for that inevitable, collapse of it.
Well, in big numbers, I did a little bit of extra research on this, and I've got a couple of numbers. But yeah, if it weren't the fact that the U.S. had the war reserve currency, we'd already be belly up right now. I'm just saying we'd already be Venezuela. But anyway, just a couple of pieces on central banks accumulating large amounts of gold. According to what I've researched, from 2022 to 24, so a 2-year period, central banks across the world combined, so all of them together, took 3,220.2 tons of gold. So they bought that amount of gold with an average of approximately 100 tons of gold every year. Now, in 2025, so last year, the World Gold Council, didn't even know that was a thing. But anyway, the World Gold Council, I guess, did a survey on the people, so the central banks who responded, said that they expect that their gold reserves will rise over the next 12 months, so that's into 2026, to approximately 43%. In 2024, their reserves was only, I just lost it. Their reserves were only 29%. That's a huge increase if you think about it. So they're looking for the sound money option. And the one other thing that I wanted to point out, it gave specific countries that are driving this get gold in your coffers trend from 2020 to 2025. China leading the way, as BC was just laying out. Poland was another one. Turkey. I just lost the.
I think Singapore is another one.
as bad, I can't even pronounce that. Azerbaijan or something, and Kazakhstan, which actually surprised me. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, these are the countries that are like seeing the handwriting on the proverbial wall, and they're like, you know what, gold is money, so we're gonna start hoarding that. And you're right, BC. All while the U.S. is sitting here dealing with Genius Act, Clarity Act. Let's make this a whole digital rail. And I'm not saying digital rails are wrong, but gold has been money for millennia. It makes sense to have yourself some gold. Just saying.
Yeah. And this is all while you've got like the UK following suit with what we're doing. You've got Canada doing a bunch of the same stuff. A lot of the EU following along the same rails, where it's like, how long all their goal is how long can they keep the money shell game going, where they can just move dollars from here to here in their pockets.
Yes.
Inflate away your buying power, slowly steal everything from you, and give you the pretend guise of freedom while they do so. And there's only so long that this shell game continues. And I mean, you had Crypto Badel bring in what happened to Elon Musk showing Fort Knox. It was said that was a national security risk. And that's why he was not able to live stream that or do any of
of course
that.
It is, because if it ain't there, people are going to be freaking the hell out.
Exactly.
Just saying.
Because there is...
That's kind of what I wanted to bring up is like, well, we say we have all this gold. Well, then prove it. Oh, you can't prove it? Well, then do we even have it? Like, I'm not saying we have it. I'm not saying we don't have it, but
at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if we do or don't have it, because the Treasury came out and said that this paper dollar has no intrinsic value, and it only has the value of the security that we are able to pay our debts.
All right.
That is what holds up the price of the US dollar, and the fact that we have the largest GDP out there, and we are the buyers of everything in the world. That is what keeps the dollar afloat. And that only goes on for so long. You know, the fiat dollars don't last forever, which is why you're seeing
we also did have a Monday night HODL line where we talked about how like the currency changes every 100 years. And how it's overdue. I think we're like 125, 130, maybe 135 years now. So it's like it's due. I'm not going to say recession, but we're due almost for like a currency change. And whether that's back to gold or going to
your modern dollar has only been around since 1971. So it hasn't. It's not like we're like 50, 60 years in.
Yeah, for the actual fiat experiment, correct.
Yeah. So
which is what
this is why you see all
IOUs.
Yeah, but that's why you're also seeing all of the rich and the super wealthy and the politicians try to steal as much money as they can to protect themselves, because if this all craps the bed and none of their money matters anymore, well, at least I have my giant compound with my bunker and all of the guns that I could buy while money still mattered.
Yep. Facts.
Sounds like
that's not the note I wanted to end on right there. That is so not the note I wanted to end on, but there it is, folks. Damn.
You're welcome.
yeah, right. There it is. Oh my goodness, man. Well, that was more than I think we were planning to discuss tonight. We were well over an hour, and we're gonna wrap up because we're gonna kick you off to wherever. I don't know. I think Meet Damien's going live. I couldn't find anybody else, so we'll kick you over to Damien. But what about you guys? Anything going on that you want to tell the peeps?
I'm trying to sell some cards.
You didn't sell them? I figured you would have had that done by now.
I haven't sold any because everybody like wants to pay like 50% of the value. And I'm like, come up to like 75, 80%, meet in the middle. You know, it's like trying to buy a car. You know, they say it's worth 10, you want to offer them 5. And they're like, meet me in the middle. And they're like, no, I'll meet you at 55. Or they'll drop their price, or they have other reasons to not buy it, or whatever. And it's like,
things are only worth what a buyer is willing to pay, Badel.
Sad fact right there. Sad fact.
Well, I know, but I'm not trying to sell a card for $50 if it's on eBay for 115. You know,
yeah, but it's still
sitting on like $500. I'm like, eBay. Okay, fine. Like, I'll take $100. They're like, I'll give you like 40, and I'm like, no.
But if it's still sitting on eBay for 115 and it hasn't been selling, it's clearly not worth 115.
There you go. And
there's only one of them that's ever been sold. The other 2 are on eBay. I have 3 and 4, and there's only 10 of them.
Well, there you go.
The longer I hold on to it, the more it'll increase in value. Hopefully,
maybe
that's why I don't want to take the easy money out. But
well, you know, you drop dead value. This is it. I ain't taking any less than this. And if it ain't there, they ain't there. As long as you can hold on.
That's what I tell people. Like, hey, this is what I'm asking. If you want to offer me 80%, make an offer. Let's meet up. So then I don't got to ship it. You're local, and it saves me fucking $10. Look, I'll even come down $15 if we meet up local.
Dude, you're killing me. Dude.
I almost went the whole stream without swearing, just like last Monday.
You're killing me, Smalls.
It's always in the outro.
Always. You just gotta
anyway
after an hour. It's
there's no hanging on. And Curtis Hill is sliding in as we're gonna head out of here. And that's too late. Yeah, there it is.
85% is a good number, right? I mean,
not for swearing. You're killing me. Anyway, BC, what about you, bud? No.
You know, school's starting soon, so I got 3 weeks until school starts. So that's about all I got going on.
All right, fair enough. Shub, we'll see you later. We're heading out of here right now. And Loco Fortunato, appreciate you being here again. We're literally heading out the door, but appreciate you checking in. Guys, if you're just getting here, please don't forget to smack up that like button. We appreciate it. It really does help the algorithm. So thank you very much. And that's going to be about it. Tomorrow night, myself, Jar, live, 6 p.m. Eastern time. We got a special guest coming to join us to look at a couple of charts. So make sure you're tuning in for that. And that's it. We'll be back here next Monday night, 7 p.m. on the Eastern time zone. So that's it. Let's dance our way out the door, guys. What do you say? Ready?
Sounds good to me.
All right, we're out.
Good night, everybody.
Later, guys.
Night, all.
Screens glow. Timeline scream. Same fear, different day. Lock in. Huddle the line. Don't blink, don't fold. Hands stay steady when the stories get old. Charts go wild, but the taste is fine. Mindset, grounded, battle calm. BC breaking down the noise, hold the line. Yeah, we ride that grind through the fear, through the foot, through the echo chamber signs. They panic, sell, we design the climb. Hold the line, yeah. Hold the line. Old school charts in a new age storm. Seen cycles born, seen cycles torn. Zoomed out vision, long-term frame. While the feed chases candles, he studies the game. Macro whispers, history rhymes. Patience weaponized over time. No panic button, no rush to speak, just facts.